My name is Maria Chiara. I work at the Zero Project, and I hope you're all enjoying the first day of the conference. I think it's a lot of emotions, a lot of stimuli, but it's so interesting to meet so many different experts from many parts of the world, and I'm very happy to be here with all of you. So you might have noticed that many of the speakers are awardees. We have a wonderful program, sessions, and speakers, but many of the speakers are awardees. And you will see them all in the award ceremony tomorrow, in the evening when they will be awarded. So mark your calendars and be there. But the question is, how did they come to be awarded? Many of you might know already about the call for nominations, but this is, so we have a yearly call for nominations every year in May, that opens in May, and we had this year over 500 nominations, and from these 500 nominations, these awardees from this year were selected. Every year we have a different topic. This year the conference and the call for nominations was on accessibility, ICT, and crisis response. And let's see what it will be next year and what you can do to nominate. This will be the first part of this short session, info session. The second part will be about our peer review. And we have our peer reviewer and wonderful expert, Kamil Gungor, Policy and Movement Support Officer at ENIL, the European Network on Independent Living. So this will be the second part. We will ask him why he decided to be a peer reviewer, what it means to be a peer reviewer, what does the peer review consist of. So it's a bit difficult to switch the mindset from the conference that we are in now to the part of the call for nominations, which will be in May, but I will try. So maybe I start the presentation. Okay. So our call for nominations that opens in May will be on the topics of independent living, political participation, and ICT. Yes. We look for innovations. Okay. We look for solutions that are innovative, impactful, and scalable. We look for solutions from all sectors of society, from big companies to small and medium companies, to startups, to the civil society sector, DPOs, foundations, NGOs, to the public sector, governments, international institutions, and whatever you can think of. Yes, we look for solutions that are inclusive in every sense, so that often don't only address the topic of disabilities, but also address multiple disadvantages, including multiple or severe disabilities, humanitarian action, gender equality, the arts, sexual orientation, psychosocial disabilities, and anything you can really think of. We have a few lists in this presentation. These are not exclusive, so if you can think of anything else that you would like to nominate, we are waiting for it. Please do. So about the topics. Again, this list is not an exclusive list. If you can think of anything else, these are not boxes. If you think that your solution addresses independent living, political participation, or ICT, and the topic is not in this list, you can nominate. You're welcome to nominate. Please do. So what we would give you as inspiration is this list of topics: the institutionalization and supported living, early childhood intervention, assistive technology, personal assistance, self-employment and microfinance, moving away from sheltered employment, from guardianship to supported decision-making, inclusion, and rights-based approaches. Then in terms of political participation, we address voting policies and procedures, voter and civic education, participation in public life, political leadership and self-representation, and access to justice. In terms of ICT, it is the same topic every year because ICT moves so fast, I mean, as well as the other topics. So we have gaming solutions, translation, conversation services, orientation services, community and knowledge platforms, digital libraries, AI, Internet of Things, 3D printing, robotics, and anything you can think of. So what to prepare when you're nominating? It is very important that you focus your nomination on the language of innovation, impact, and scalability. There are specific questions that ask you about these three areas, and it's important that you really follow the examples and the guidelines, and you use a language that really explains what makes your solution these three things. Then it's important that you use both quantitative and qualitative data. So facts and figures are important. When we ask about impact, it's important that you tell us what has your solution achieved, what impact has your solution had on the lives of persons with disabilities. So provide data, but also stories. So in the innovation, you can also provide a story. We also ask for photos and videos. You can add testimonials, you can add pictures of your solution in motion, and whatever you think that might support your nomination and, yes, and might be useful for the selection process for our peer reviewers. What is the added value of being an awardee? I think it's the easiest part to be at the conference and explain the added value of being an awardee. So you get international recognition from being published. We have we do a yearly publication after each call for nominations, where you will be published online and in print. You will have access to the worldwide Zero Project network that includes so many experts like yourselves, but many others that could not come to the conference as well. You also get opportunities to scale internationally. We have different programs. We have the Tech Forum, the Technology Forum, and the Scaling Solutions program. Every year we have some different opportunities for awardees to really meet the key players, the key stakeholders, and advance their scaling and their opportunities. And you are invited clearly to present at the next conference that hosts, as you know, over 1,000 experts. So the awardee journey, what timeline are we talking about? In May 2026, Zero Call 27 opens, and it will be open throughout the month of June as well. Then from July to October, we will go through the selection process. The selection process includes 2 to 3 rounds of peer review with hundreds of experts from across the globe. And then on December 3rd, there will be a public announcement of the awardees. And then the Zero Project Conference, the dates are to be confirmed for next year, for beginning of next year. So for the second part of our info session, we deal with the peer review. As I said, hundreds of experts across continents are involved in reviewing and selecting the nominations, and then that are then becoming awardees and presenting at the conference and being awarded. So we have here with us Kamil Gungor, as I said, Policy and Movement Support Officer from ENIL. And in not so many words, why should someone be a peer reviewer? Because our process only works if we have a huge, this huge network that supports our work and that participates in the peer review. We are just the channel. we receive the nominations, we receive your incredible solutions, and then we need to evaluate them. And for that, we really rely on our network and on our experts. So, Kamil.
Yes.
First question for you, please. What did you like about the peer review process?
Yeah, thank you for having me. And it's always nice. It's already the fourth Zero conference, and I think I'm peer reviewing all of them. I mean, all these years. It's a very exciting opportunity because you get to know projects that, maybe they not even come here in the end. They will not be awarded because not everyone can be awarded, but you can get an idea of what is happening all over the world. You're listening about activities, in places that are very different from you. You don't review only projects. You don't review projects, you basically review things you never heard about, organization and people you never met in a totally different cultural environments. And for me, this is also a very good learning opportunity. For example, I learned that we cannot judge equally, very different circumstances. You need to take into account the cultural aspects and, the situation of the different continents and countries and the work they do. And it's really exciting to see, and it gives you hope to see how many things are happening and how we are improving, because it is a progress. And in the Zero Project, we see this progress. And I think that, it's also a good thing to realize that, if this peer review, it makes sure that, the best projects come here, and, the ones that deserve it are really awarded and are really recognized. And also to be sure that it's a process that cannot be in any bad way affected. Like if one peer reviewer doesn't like someone, you cannot really make by yourself, stop a project to come here to be awarded. It's a very good safeguard the way it is created. So, it goes through you, then you discuss with others. You say what you liked, what you didn't like. Then, it goes to some other, a second phase and some stuff like that. So, you end up seeing these projects being here, so this is very good.
Yes, thank you. It's definitely not the flip of a coin between us team members or between two peer reviewers. We really have hundreds of people looking at these projects and discussing them and debating and, yes, expressing their opinion. And I think it's, as you said, also a way to keep an ear to the ground and see what the community is doing, what the community is up to, which upcoming projects we have around the world, because really there are some very small projects that you would never know about sometimes.
No, and really this debate aspect you mentioned is one of the most interesting parts, because we discuss with other peer reviewers and we say, yeah, I like this, I didn't like that, why you like it, why you don't like it, and this is also very constructive, and it brings really value to what we do.
Absolutely. And I really enjoy your discussions, especially. So I don't know if you already answered, but maybe why did you decide to join the peer review so many times, the peer review process, and why would you encourage your peers to do the same?
Because you asked me. No, I'm kidding. That was for fun. No, I joined because I think it's a great opportunity to be part of the community and to have actually an influence in the process. And if you want something to work and to be shaped in the right way, you need to participate if you have the opportunity, because nothing will happen by itself. So since I have the possibility, and my position and my work gives me the opportunity to have the privilege to know some things about the areas that we discuss, I am happy to share. And if it can be useful, why not? So, of course, I accept it.
It's definitely useful. Thank you very much.
Sometimes I'm complaining, but that's also constructive, I hope.
No, being polemic is also a good way to constructively grow, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. So one maybe last question that addresses both the peer review and the nomination phase. what do you find useful in a nomination? What helps you evaluate a nomination in the best way and really understand a nomination? Because this is, I think, very important for people that are thinking of writing their nominations or that will definitely do it in May.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So, I mean, first of all, just to say very briefly that as Maria Chiara said, I am working for the European Network on Independent Living. So next year the topic is independent living, and I am very excited about it because it's a topic, I mean, which is very close to my heart, and I consider myself also expert on that. So when the peer review process comes, and if I am invited again, of course I will want to, and I will read, the different projects that will be presented to me. I would appreciate, if the projects, first of all, are relevant to the topic. So, there are particular questions from the Zero team. So if you can answer these questions as closely as possible and not say some more random stuff, that's definitely helpful. And also, it's good to have not to write a book, so not super long answers, but also not super short, so we can really understand what are you doing and why are you applying for a Zero award. I think material is helpful. So if you can share links and stuff, I tend to go to websites of organizations and of initiatives and to see, what are they doing. Sometimes from an application it's not very clear from the text, maybe because of language barrier, which, by the way, you have the opportunity to do in different languages.
Not anymore.
Not anymore, okay. You don't have the opportunity to do in different languages. Forget that. But we had in the past. But yeah, but it's good that if there is some material, so you can go to the website and double check stuff. You see activities, social media. You see if the organization is really active, if they do what they say, because sometimes someone can write something, but they might do something totally different. And finally, particularly to the independent living one, I think from my side, what we will evaluate closely is that it is in line with the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disability, the Article 19 and the General Comment number 5 related to independent living can be included in the community, so we will really appreciate, projects that are inclusive, that are, about the community. So if you apply with a project about a special school, this will not be a very good idea, for example. Stuff like that.
Thank you very much, Kamil. And also I wanted to add something that is really important. It doesn't need to be a professional video, it doesn't need to be with a professional videographer, but I think pictures and videos are really important to showcase your solution, to visualize it. Sometimes a visual cue can be very important to also understand the text.
Yeah, a link to a website, to Facebook, whatever, it's useful.
Yes, so I think we can conclude here. Also, if you are interested in nominating or in being a peer reviewer, you can reach out to the Zero Project. You are welcome to do both. And for nominators specifically, closer to the call, we will have definitely info webinars where you will get even more details than this on how to apply, how the form looks like. And also we have a WhatsApp bot. We had it last year, so I think we will have it this year as well. A WhatsApp bot where you can ask answers and you can also pre-evaluate your nominations.
Really, that's cool.
Yes. We have one-on-one meetings, so you can set up 15-minute meetings with the team to go through whatever question you might have. And of course, the resources on our website that are not there yet, but they will be closer to the call.
And you can also bribe me for a good evaluation.
That was a joke. Okay.
Of course it was a joke.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Thank you very much, Kamil, and thank you everyone. I hope you enjoyed the conference, and I hope that after the conference you decide to nominate. And if you're interested, please email us at the Zero Project. Okay.
Thank you.